Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant. Oh, wait. Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Mike Ernster. That's spelled E-R-N-S-T-E-R. I'm the Public Information Officer for the St. Paul Police Department. Unfortunately, I'm here today to talk about the facts of a tragic ending to a missing persons case that recently ended. Our investigators worked hard to find her, but unfortunately the end was the worst possible outcome. This investigation began on May 1st when the family of Manijeh Starren reported her missing. Manijeh also is referred to as Manny by her friends and family. The family had last spoken to her in mid-April of this year, and they were concerned for her. They were concerned that she has not reached back out to them, and they were unable to contact her. Our investigators opened a case and began looking for her. That search began where she was last known to reside, which is her apartment on the 1400 block of East 7th Street in St. Paul. Investigators went there and spoke to management of the building and eventually executed a search warrant on her apartment. That search warrant located blood evidence and also any other evidence, video surveillance evidence in relation to activity around her apartment. At this point, investigators believed a crime had occurred and they had identified a person of interest. That person of interest, Joseph Jorgensen, investigators started to look into his connection to Starren and possibly try to find him and try to learn what he knew about her. He was the last known person to be in her apartment on 7th Street after her disappearance. The one piece about Jorgensen is that he did not report her missing to police. Instead, he just went on with his life without saying anything to anyone. Our investigators focused on an apartment earlier this week, on Monday, in relation to a search warrant in Maplewood at an address on Century Avenue. Our SWAT team executed the search warrant on behalf of our investigators. They encountered Jorgensen in the apartment where he started a fire, fought with officers, and attempted to disarm them. 2 officers were injured in this incident. Jorgensen was arrested on unrelated charges and booked into the Ramsey County Jail. A search of the apartment did reveal additional blood evidence that we believe is related to this case. As the investigation went on, a connection was made to a storage unit in Woodbury, Minnesota. It was located on the 800 block of Weir Drive. On Wednesday, June 28th, investigators executed a warrant at this storage unit and did discover human remains inside the unit. Our forensic services unit, as well as the Ramsey County Medical Examiner, did respond to the storage unit, and they processed it as if it was a crime scene. The remains in question were brought to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's office for further examination. On Thursday, June 29th, yesterday, the Ramsey County Medical Examiner did identify those remains as Manny Starren of St. Paul. They also ruled that the cause of her death was homicide. Jorgensen still remains in the Ramsey County Jail, and the investigators forwarded their investigation to the Ramsey County Attorney's Office for review. This afternoon, the Ramsey County Attorney's Office have charged Joseph Jorgensen with the murder of Manny Starren. A charge of second-degree murder will be added to his charges in the jail. We cannot, I'll say that this is the 18th homicide in St. Paul this year, but we also cannot fathom the pain that the family is feeling at this point, but we do hope that this investigation's result will bring them some level of solace. Keeping in mind there's a lot of information out there. I'll take questions if you can. And
what are all the charges on Jordan?
Right now, today, second-degree murder. There are other related charges into disarming a police officer, arson. Some of these cases are being handled by Maplewood Police since it occurred in Maplewood, so I'm not at total liberty to discuss them, but they did occur during the execution of this warrant. So,
what else can you tell us about their relationship?
We believe there was a relationship between the two that could possibly be like boyfriend-girlfriend type relationship.
You mentioned that 2 officers were injured.
Yes.
What's the extent of those injuries?
Contusions, some cuts to their arms. It was basically arm injuries that were sustained during the struggle with Jorgensen while he was being taken into custody.
And then his injuries, is that from the result of that too?
I don't know, as far as I don't have the information as I stand here, whether they're a result of what he was doing in his unit or his interaction with the officers.
Mike, we talked about some video evidence. Is that inside the building, outside the building?
It is. It's so if the charging document issued by the Ramsey County Attorney's Office will document that better, but it does reveal evidence of Manny coming and going from her apartment, and then at a certain point we do not see Manny again. So we see her go into her apartment. She does not come out. Jorgensen is the only one that comes out of the unit, and Manny is never seen again until we find her in Woodbury. The cameras are the responsibility, or the ownership is the apartment complex. All right.
Maybe prior records on Jorgensen, you may have said, I don't know.
No, there's. I don't have much information on as far as his history, but I do not believe there is anything of substance that would lead us to believe he could be responsible for something this heinous.
One of those search warrants mentioned that there's another woman reported missing, possibly who interacted with Jorgensen. Has an investigation been opened on that case, or can you tell us details about that?
Yeah, that is correct. Investigators during this investigation did hear of a name of another female that is missing. I do have that name if you want it. We do not know if it is a St. Paul missing case, but I can tell you that we don't wait for somebody to tell us where it occurred or how it occurred. We did open our own missing person case in relation to her missing. She does have a connection with Jorgensen, and to put it bluntly, we're concerned for her safety also. And we would, our investigators will be looking to find her, and I hope we find her safe. But right now, we have reached out to her family already. They have not heard from her in approximately 2 years.
Are you putting that name out yet?
I can. I do have more also here, as far as.
But as of now, that's just a missing person case.
That is a missing person case. It's open and active, and our investigators will do everything they can to move forward on that.
But the concern is that she does have an association of some sort with Jorgensen.
Yes.
Okay.
Investigators have found a connection to Jorgensen and her. Sorry, guys. Still looking. Listen, do you have that? I do have it. I can share it with you after. Yeah, thank you.